For some months now, Kenyans have been treated to a political duel between President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua. And we have seen their henchmen. For Rigathi Gachagua, we've seen people like Major Donk, we have seen people like the Kiambu Senator, we have seen people like the governor of Nyeri warning the president that deputy president needs to be respected because Mount Kenya gave William Ruto a substantial number of votes. For Rigathi Gachagua, people like Kimani Chungwa have been throwing the blows, and it has been a cold war. We've seen the president men accusing Rigathi Gachagua of boycotting Ruto's events, and they even say that this is tantamount to disrespect to the president. And if there is something that Kenyans have been waiting for, is to hear from the real horse's mouth. We've been longing to hear what the president would say about their sour relationship, or what deputy president would say about it. So yesterday, Rigathi Gachagua got a chance to explain himself. And as you know, Rigathi calls himself a truthful man. And in the spirit of being truthful, Rigathi Gachagua spilled all the beans. He never hesitated to open the Pandora's box. And one of the things that Rigathi Gachagua pronounced himself explicitly about is the issue of who exactly is the real Mount Kenya Kingpin. Because we know that in Nyanza, Raila Amolo Odinga still holds that mantle. In the Rift Valley, William Ruto still rose there like a lion. But in Mount Kenya, people have been wondering, is it Uhuru Kenyatta? Is it William Ruto who hoodwinked them during the 2022 campaigns? Is he Rigathi Gachagua? Could it be the young upcoming politicians like Kindiki and all that? So today, Rigathi Gachagua made it very categorical. He said the ultimate and undisputed Mount Kenya Kingpin is none other than the Udhamaki Uhuru Kenyatta. And very many Kenyans were shocked because this is a real paradigm shift. We've seen how Rigathi Gachagua accused Uhuru Kenyatta and the family of even taking the Mau Mau land, of misusing them, and all that. I want us to listen to Rigathi Gachagua.
That if we allow Raila Odinga to become president, this country will not move forward. And as a result, we disagreed with President Uhuru Kenyatta and rejected Raila Odinga and gave our vote to President William Ruto. So when we came into office, it was my agreement with President William Ruto that we will not allow Raila into government. But along the way, my boss, President William Ruto, changed his mind. And he is a boss. And in this situation, Sam, we are not in a co-presidency. I'm just a principal assistant to the president. What he says is what carries the day, and I don't argue with him. I may have reservations, and I raise it with them. He persuades me many times. Other times he overrules me. And when I realized that he started having a relationship with Raila Odinga, I slowly gave way, because the boss is always right, you know. And that is why many people say, oh, Rigathi Gachagua, he had said he has put traps in State House so that Raila Odinga has not come. Yeah, that was my agreement with President William Ruto. But that is not my house. The minute I realize they are meeting, they are interacting, I'm also not a stupid person. And I don't have to be told, you know, in black and white. I relaxed and I stopped even attacking Raila Odinga. And I let the president have his way. So by the time he decided to bring him into government, I had already formed an opinion that the president wants to work with Raila Odinga, and I was quite happy with it. In any case, my brother and long-time confidant, President Uhuru Kenyatta, had told us that Raila is a good man. President William Ruto convinced us otherwise. And we abandoned our son Uhuru Kenyatta, and we decided to go with President William Ruto. Now President William Ruto has told us exactly what President Uhuru Kenyatta had said, that Raila is a good man, we can work with him. If two presidents says a man is good, who are you to argue with him? So we have said, Raila Odinga is a good man, and let's work with him. Let's make him part of our political process, and let us build the country together. And I want to say, myself and my political base, the Mount Kenya region, have no problem whatsoever with Raila Odinga. In fact, what people are saying, and it's very interesting, they are saying a Mount Kenya king does not pronounce himself twice on a matter. Our son, President Uhuru Kenyatta, had pronounced himself on this matter. So that pronouncement carries the day. As we stand today, me and the mountain people are quite happy with Raila Odinga, and we don't have a problem with him whatsoever. And I can tell you, because it's important that I say so, myself and the mountain people feel very bad that we punished Uhuru Kenyatta, we demeaned him, we told him off, we embarrassed him for telling us that Raila Odinga is a good man, and we were very, very brutal with him, and we really hammered him. It has come to our knowledge that it was very unfair, because his crime was to tell us that Raila Odinga is a good man, and we decided that Raila Odinga is a bad man, William Ruto is a good man. Now that President William Ruto has said Raila is a good man, that is why I apologize to Uhuru Kenyatta and his family, and I owed him an apology on behalf of the community, because what he had told us is what the president has told us. We had no business fighting him. We had no business disrespecting him. We had no business humiliating him. Right. So myself and the community, owe Uhuru Kenyatta an apology, and I give that apology on behalf of the community. Okay. And we said, we know, because that's what he had told us, and we were very unfair to him, because,
knowing what you know today, would you have made a different decision if you knew that in 2022?
Well, you cannot talk backwards. I can't say what we would have done or not done, but things keeps on changing. Yeah, but now we are saying everybody is good.
You've said that once the king pronounces themselves, the pronouncement stands. Does that mean Uhuru Kenyatta is still the king of the mountain?
Oh, yes. You didn't know? Uhuru Kenyatta is the undisputed king of the mountain.
And what is your relationship with him?
Good. Brotherly.
When did you do that?
Oh, we talk. You know what happens with our community? We are a very interesting community. We don't fight. We fight very rarely, and when we do, when we realize we fought without a good reason, we patch up.
So what was that? How many months ago? Which month? Which year?
We've been, when we realized we made a mistake, I'm the one who made the first move of reaching out and apologizing, because really we were unfair to Uhuru Kenyatta. We were very, very unfair. Sometime I really feel very bad that I was so brutal on a man who was my great friend, my confidant, my brother, my kinsman. I was so brutal on him. And his crime was only one, saying Raila is a good man. And then the man I said, we don't want Raila Odinga, we want William Ruto. Then he comes and says the same thing. I felt very stupid, In fact, another day, a very senior person abused me at the airport and called me stupid 5 times. And I looked at it, I was very bitter, but I looked at it later at night, and I thought probably he was right. I think I was stupid to fight my own brother, my kinsman, my confidant, for no good reason, for saying another person is a good man. I really regret what I did, and my community does regret, and we are very apologetic to the Kenyatta family. And what happens in my community is a saying that making a mistake is not bad, but repeating is unforgivable.
Why would Gachagua categorically declare Uhuru Kenyatta one of the people who has been seen as his major political nemesis, considering that he really mistreated Uhuru Kenyatta before, during, and after elections? He was part and parcel of the people who warned Uhuru Kenyatta before they invaded Uhuru's northern farm, burnt it, and took some sheep there. When Uhuru's mother was being attacked, being accused of not paying taxes, he was part and parcel of it. When Uhuru's son was being accused of, I don't know, being in possession of illegal guns, people thought he was part of it. But now, Rigathi Gachagua is very remorseful. He's saying Uhuru is a kinsman, Uhuru is his friend. He declares that they do talk. In politics, nothing happens out of mere accident. There must be a reason why this was happening. There must be a reason why Rigathi Gachagua is now quoting, because this is not the first time anyway. We've seen him trying to apologize. We've seen him going to Kameme FM, Inora FM, trying to, expand and extend an olive branch to the Kenyatta family. But today was the shock of all, because he declared Uhuru Kenyatta as the undisputed kingpin in Mount Kenya. Why exactly is this happening? Why exactly is he doing this? Number one, ladies and gentlemen, Rigathi Gachagua was doing this to counter this narrative that had been started by Ruto and his men, that Kithure Kindiki, who is the Interior Cabinet Secretary, is the real kingpin, is the real spokesperson. Because when Rigathi Gachagua started the unity calls in Mount Kenya, and he was telling William Ruto that you must listen to the ground, he has decided that the people, the politicians and members of parliament would ditch him, but amekwama na ground. He has decided to stick with the ground. And so William Ruto wanted to counter him by declaring the man who was elected to be Ruto's running mate, the man who is believed to have defeated Rigathi Gachagua, was declared. Over 3,000 during Chege, over 200, MCAs declared that it is Kithure Kindiki who is their kingpin, sort of declaring him to be the undisputed kingpin in Mount Kenya. So Rigathi Gachagua, in his wisdom, decided that I want to put an end to this discussion by declaring that Uhuru is the undisputed kingpin, thereby shifting the competition between Kithure Kindiki and Rigathi Gachagua. So if Kithure Kindiki wants to fight it out, he's going to fight it out with Uhuru Kenyatta, because Rigathi is now saying, I'm not interested. I'm not the kingpin. The kingpin is the man we've known for long, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. So he's shifting this fight. He's inviting Uhuru Kenyatta to get into the battlefield, to get into the ring. So if Kithure Kindiki is going to say that he's the kingpin, or if some people are going to start endorsing him again, then people will say, we know Uhuru. It is going to be a battle between Kithure and Uhuru Kenyatta. And remember, Uhuru is the one who told them Ruto is bad, and they have seen that the promises that they were given are not being implemented. So you try to fight Uhuru, people will see you as an enemy. And I think this is a clever move that Rigathi Gachagua has made. This is another method of trying to extend his heartfelt apologies to Uhuru's family, including Mama Ngina, including the sons, the atrocities, or rather that the mistreatment that they did to Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru Kenyatta was their son, the immediate president, commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. Uhuru warned them. But what did they do? They listened to someone who was not their son. And they used a smear campaign to ensure that they campaigned against Uhuru Kenyatta. Now, things are backfiring. And he's going full swing. He's apologizing. He's actually crying. He's begging on his knees, please forgive me. What a better way to do it? He got that opportunity. Everyone was listening. Kenyans were glued to their TVs and radios listening to him. So he's crying and he's telling him, please forgive me. He's looking for his support in his bid to unite Mount Kenya. He is crying for help. He's crying, he's inviting Uhuru Kenyatta that let us unite together as a family. This is a message, a coded message, even to the Uhuru fans, Uhuru fanatics, Uhuru supporters, that we are ready to work together. And from this moment, Rigathi Gachagua will form a political party. And this political party most likely is going to include all the Mount Kenya fraternity, those who are against William Samoei Ruto. All the smaller parties might unite together, and because Uhuru Kenyatta is currently facing even or competition. There are people who want to take his party. Sabina Chege has switched camp. She was one of the people who had been pushed to try and wrestle Jubilee from Uhuru Kenyatta. They might decide to leave Jubilee to Ruto if he wants it, and they're going to come up with one party. And this is the party that is going to drive them to 2027, because the moves that Rigathi Gachagua is making are very dangerous for William Samoei Ruto. So he's apologizing to the Kenyatta family. He's now offered those apologies everywhere whenever he finds that opportunity. Number 4, he is justifying his actions against Uhuru Kenyatta. Remember, he really talked ill about Uhuru Kenyatta, accused him of ditching them, accusing him of being confused by Raila Amolo Odinga when they entered into that handshake. And now Rigathi Gachagua is saying that I didn't do it out of my own volition, but it was William Ruto who told us that Raila was bad. If Raila had taken power, Kenya would be crushed economically, politically. And so he's trying to tell them that it was William Ruto who sent me, who told me that Raila was bad. And in a way, he's accusing Ruto because after ditching their own son, William Ruto now goes ahead and picks Raila, and they are now working together. So in a way, he is justifying his actions and telling the Mount Kenya that all these things that I was doing, we had been assured by William Samoei Ruto. Now he has taken the man who made us ditch our son, because he's saying Uhuru's only crime was to tell them that Raila was good. Raila, that they had been assured by William Ruto, was the worst enemy of Mount Kenya. So he's telling them, look, this is the man who pushed us to even insult our own son, to show him disrespect. Now he has gone ahead and is working with Raila Amolo Odinga. He's accusing William Ruto of ditching them, of using them and dumping them, because the main reason why they ditched Uhuru was only because of Raila Amolo Odinga. And lastly, he took that opportunity to clear the air that he has welcomed Raila's relationship with William Ruto. He's saying, if two presidents have sanctified you and they're saying you are good, President Uhuru Kenyatta said he was good, President Ruto says he's good, who is he to deny that fact? And so, ladies and gentlemen, I think this rests the case. Who is actually the Mount Kenya Kingpin? Because the biggest rivalry was Rigathi Gachagua. He's endearing himself to the ground, and he's saying that even though I'm trying to capture the ground, my king is Uhuru Kenyatta, the undisputed Kingpin. And so he becomes the undisputed Kingpin. And I know with this, the supporters of Uhuru Kenyatta will start looking for him. And I'm sure that Mount Kenya will regroup. Rigathi said they talk at night, Modo wa nyumba. And he even said that this time round, they will scrutinize fully who they want to vote for, because he says they are being persecuted. And I think very many people are going to be very happy. I know there are those who are saying that, it is too little, too late. Let me tell you, in politics, there are no permanent friends. Neither do we have permanent enemies. The only two constants are betrayal and interests. And Rigathi Gachagua has come back like that prodigal son. He's seeking and pleading for mercy, the mercy that he will get. Very soon, Mount Kenya is going to speak with one voice. And William Ruto must be worried, because he's trying to use people like Kimani Ichung'wah. Those are just leaders who are going away, but the ground, you saw the rally in Nairobi, the ground is precarious, very bad. The ground is with Rigathi Gachagua. Rigathi Gachagua has taken that battle to him. He doesn't care. He's saying you can take away the Wabunge and all that, you can take away the position, but Rigathi Gachagua, in fact, if William Ruto decides to impeach Rigathi, Rigathi will start campaigning for 2027, and he will not give William Ruto any peace. So, ladies and gentlemen, the undisputed Mount Kenya Kingpin is none other than Uhuru Kenyatta.